Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the
Africa
X Show. Nat and Jack's Fireside Chats, the continent's #1 platform of undefined, untold, unprecedented stories of successful and inspirational persons on the continent of this 21st century. We are bringing you right here a completely new season, preparing for greatness, the Africa we want to see. We will be showcasing a range of inspirational people from across the continent on this season who bring to you their life experiences, their successes, their challenges, their confidence, and they will be speaking to us about how they have pushed the boundaries and defined their communities, the world in which they are, to change your world. I hope you will be having a fantastic time with us this season, so I invite you to sit back, relax, and glue in to this season's show.
Awesome, thanks Nat. And today, just like Nat has said, we're really looking forward to just the number of people that we're going to have together with us. And today we have a great guest on our very first show of the season, and his name is Adetoye Agassi. He's the founder and CEO of RIGHTCOM, and he's an entrepreneur who's born with just a passion for tech, art design, and African culture. So in 2001, he left his home country of Benin with a clear vision of returning after 10 years. In 2012, sure enough, Adetoye returned and relocated back to Africa, where he founded RIGHTCOM. And after 7 years, RIGHTCOM has scaled to 20 plus countries, 100 plus clients, and 3 continents. Really has become Africa's #1 enterprise data and experience management platform, right? So his vision of positively changing Africa through the education system and technology is slowly becoming a reality. Welcome to the show, Adetoye.
Hi, Jack. Hi, Nat.
Hey, welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's really great to have you, and you know, we've been looking forward to this because you've accomplished so much. I mean, founded RIGHTCOM, and we would like to know about your journey. Just what brings you, what led you to building Africa's #1 customer experience platform. Scaled it, and by the way, you're not even 40 yet. So why don't you maybe tell us a bit about your journey? Did you always know that you're going to be an entrepreneur?
So I grew up in Benin. I'm from Ouida. Ouida used to be one of the biggest ports during the slavery trade in West Africa. I'm the last born of a family of 3. My parents spent their entire career as a public servant, so have no entrepreneur background in my family. But there was one thing that I knew. I wanted to do great. I wanted to do big things. I wanted to build a new world, and share what we have the best as Africans. So climbing the corporate ladder was not as big as challenge for me. So I found my path building companies in Africa. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So you're the last one of 3,
Yeah.
and you're just the person that just you chose your path, right?
Yeah.
You decided you're not gonna toe the line. You're gonna do something different, something challenging.
Right.
That's so amazing. Who would you say? So did you always know when you were young that you would be this person, this entrepreneur?
I think when I was teenager, I knew.
You knew.
I somehow knew that I wanted to make a big difference.
Yeah.
And that's why when I went to France to study, it was quite clear for me that I'm not going to spend more than 10 years. And I spent 5 years at university and then 5 years working for corporate in Europe, and then moved back in 2012. And that's where my journey of RIGHTCOM started. And one of the key reason why I wanted to make that happen is to show how innovative we are in Africa. And the customer experience in Africa back to 2012 was not the best. And I'm a tech guy. I love tech, even though I'm passionate about art and African culture. Tech is my #1 thing. And I wanted to build a platform, use tech to solve this customer experience problem in Africa. And we are an amazing continent where things happen on a daily basis. the middle and the upper class keep growing up, and we need to improve the way we serve this African, this new generation of African, and that's the problem that I wanted to solve with RIGHTCOM.
That's amazing. I mean, just you identified this problem,
Right.
and you decided this is what you're going to do. Question: did you have another business before RIGHTCOM? Was there anything else you did? You know, whenever one starts off being an entrepreneur, in my experience, you've probably done something before as well, which has kind of pushed you along your journey. Was that your experience as well?
Not really,
Okay.
but I was a sales guy
Yeah.
since childhood. I would sell whatever I could sell, and then 2006, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to be into that space, but the market was not ready. So I kept quiet, and then 6 years after, when the market was ready, I hit the ground. So I first started in South Africa, then moved to Nigeria before setting up in Ghana. So as you can see, none of those places are my hometown. So I'm a truly Pan-African. So I go where my heart takes me to, as long as in Africa. And I did not really had a proper business before RIGHTCOM. RIGHTCOM was the first venture that I founded. And yeah, we succeed.
Wow, that is, and there's so many lessons, by the way, to get from that, isn't there?
Absolutely, no, without a doubt. I mean, one of the questions would be, on your journey to setting up RIGHTCOM, did you have any key inspiration that really pushed you to do something different? People you watched, whether it was your family or anything in your environment?
I don't really have someone who inspired me to become the entrepreneur that I am today. But I guess what inspired me was Africa. You know, I think Africa needs more role models. We need to build businesses that turn into legacy for the continent. So what I really wanted to do, even though there was no businessmen or businesswomen who did great, by the way, but who inspired me, I just wanted to do my own way. And I really wanted to, you know, there's a huge potential in Africa, and I believe it's our duty to close the gap. And there is no reason why I shouldn't be able to create million jobs on the continent. And that's the kind of challenges that I want to have, I want to solve. And I'm happy to do that. And I don't need to look, beyond the continent to find what I need to achieve that goal.
Wow, absolutely awesome. So, being an entrepreneur, a lot of people tell us is really, really difficult job. Now, you're a young person on the continent, and as Jackie said earlier, not even 40 years. Tell us what it takes to achieve success in business at such a young age on this continent.
All right. So I do believe you have to be true to yourself. First and foremost, you have to be true to yourself, has a clear vision of what you want to achieve, because there are always challenges on the road, and that's something that enabled me to overcome every single challenge that I came across. I had this dream, and I was able to be patient enough to make things happen. So I do think that you need to be very focused. You need discipline. You have to be very humble and learn as you grow. Learn from the mistakes. Take them one step at a time. You need to bring people, smart people, creative people, build a team that you can rely on. And it takes also a lot of perseverance to be able to achieve greatness. And when you mix all of that, yeah, you're on the right path for success.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because seriously, you know, I must admit, for someone to just get started with a business and just succeed, it's really rare, right? We know the statistics on how people, like how businesses do in their first maybe 2 years, 5 years. 10 years, and RIGHTCOM is just shot ahead, and just seeing it really is a testament to who you are, you know, that you've been able to take this organization to where you wanted to get to. It's quite amazing, and something that a lot of young people can learn from, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. One of the stories, Ade, that you have shared with me is that when you started off in South Africa, you were on a bootstring budget, and that you literally started RIGHTCOM without any funding, and it didn't work out there. And then you went on to try out the business that you believed in Accra, Ghana. Tell us a little bit about those challenges, and we would like to know what kept you going.
All right. Yeah. So I started in South Africa because it was one of the markets that I targeted, and the South Africa market was ready for customer experience management platform that we're about to launch in Africa. But then things didn't turn out the way I wanted in South Africa because the business that I founded without external fund, and I tried in South Africa to partner with a local entrepreneur, but the chemistry didn't go well. Then my vision was clear. I wanted to make that happen. So, but that first failure shouldn't stop the RIGHTCOM journey. Then I decided to pack and then move to the next market that I was targeting, which is Nigeria. I went to Nigeria and short on cash. I was burning cash so much, and I was not able to raise money to build the business, right? So I was on personal funding. Then because of that, I left Nigeria, but once again, not to stop the business, and I moved to Ghana, third market. And when I landed in Ghana, the country gave me all the green lights. I was able to turn RIGHTCOM journey in a more successful one, and the ecosystem in Ghana, the economy in Ghana back to 2012, the government's policies back to 2012, everything was just perfect, and that's how I managed to bootstrap the RIGHTCOM, the first years of operating in Africa. And then from Ghana, we expanded the business to a few more countries, and now 20 plus, with operation now from Nigeria, from Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, and yeah, there's a lot of challenges on the road. There were times where things were tough. We had issues with customers. We have issue with financing the business. We have issue with maintaining the talents in the house, because you grow in young talents. They become better at their job, and then they get poached, and then you start over. So it's not a straightforward process. So you go through all these experiences and the challenges. And one thing that I've learned is, as long as you keep focused on your vision, then things will work out at some point.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a journey.
That's
really
impressive.
Yeah, it's really impressive. And actually, the fact that you were going through all these countries,
right?
You tried here, you tried there,
yeah.
And the place where you succeeded is where, you got the support you needed. You got the just really the environment.
Yeah, the environment.
It really points to how important environment is, isn't it? The place where you can be able to come in, and actually, you know what? I also love the fact that you didn't stay in one country and stay there complaining and seeing the business maybe not working. You just moved on.
Yeah.
As entrepreneurs, sometimes we forget that it's okay. It's okay to see something not working and move to the next market or look for the next opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's quite a lot that we can pick up from your journey. Yeah.
Well, what would you say to a young person who has a really great idea today, like you had? They don't have any money in their pocket, but they have this great ambition to follow your similar pathway. Should they just go it alone? How do they even start without money? Who do they need to bring along? Tell us about somebody as normal as us on this continent trying to replicate what you've done, Ade.
I think they should think big, have a very ambitious plan, even though you do not have the money. Think big, and start with whatever you have as money. You know, I started with personal savings, and then we use our first customers to then fund the rest. I mean, the growth of the business. So we were able to secure first contracts, and the money that we get from the first contract, that's what we use to scale the business. So what I would say to any young person who wants to embrace the same journey that I'm doing now is keep the focus, try to unlock 1 or 2 clients, don't go beyond, don't try to, spread, focus on those few clients, make them extremely happy, make them loyal customers, and if they're really happy about what you deliver, they will help you get more clients, and then slowly you build a business. And that's for those who cannot. For any person who cannot get external funding, that's what I would advise. Keep the focus. It's tough, and in fact, even when you have the money, it's still gonna be tough. So keep the focus. Make sure that first customers are extremely happy, and then you get more clients.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, very, very interesting. So I guess a very quick and follow-up question to that is, on this pathway, do we just have to be who we are? Do we need to be educated? Did going to France make a difference at all? Or, we can just start where we're at. What are your views about that and how it's impacted your business?
So my view is that the youth today has an incredible chance to become a better person without leaving the continent, because the internet is there. There is so much on internet. There are resources online. You can learn things that you need to build a global business by staying here down in the city that you grew up in. You don't have to go abroad for that. Everything is online. Mm-hmm. And as long as you know what you want to do, you find a way to get things done. Mm-hmm. And the time that I spent in Europe, of course, it has an influence on the way I see things. But I've been in so many countries, not just Europe. I've been in America, I've been in Asia, and I know Africa is. This is the place where I belong. So the favorite place that I enjoy living in. But you see, RIGHTCOM expanded to 3 continents: Africa, Europe, and Asia. So what I want them to do is to think big and use whatever resources that they have around, and also talk to people like us, And I'm happy to share my knowledge. I'm happy to share how I made those things happen. And that's also the reason why I'm so excited to be on your platform, because you give the voice for people like us, and then we're happy to support the young people who also want to take that journey.
Wow. Thanks so much for that. And
tell us about the ambitions for RIGHTCOM. Where are we going? Global business already. Exactly what will this company achieve on this continent?
So the next step for us is to reach 50 countries. So we are 21 now. So the next step is 50 countries, 500 clients, and we have 2.5 years to get to that.
Wow. And is that globally?
Globally.
Globally.
Yeah, globally.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, big dreams.
Yeah.
This has been a really great fast show, and it's been so wonderful to have you on, Adetoye. And
thank you to all of our guests who tuned in onto the Africa X episode. We are again looking forward to having you on this Africa
X show.
Nat and
Jack's
Fireside Chats. Keep tuned in. Bye.
Bye-bye.